Mm-mm-mm. We are live, y'all. Doing some Chrome delete on this Escalade. What's up? What's up? Dang, is this the way I want to do this? That is not how I want to do that. So, let's see. Ball this rag up. Still use this. Bottom first with a cold stretch. top. This is all wrinkly now. That's all right. do you say? Definitely not scratching the car, but we'll let the trolls be trolls. Oh, nah, not that. I just obviously didn't scratch the car, but we're just gonna let you talk. We're just gonna let you talk, my guy. Appreciate the engagement, though. So far away off. I need more stretch. See if that heat out. this one. It's gonna have to be. Let's see. A lot more stretch. for the guy earlier that said I was scratching the car. There's gaps. Where my knife is sliding right now is a gap. Or you slide your knife on the back side of the actual piece that you're cutting, not on the actual piece. And then you go back and tuck it around the edge. And around the back edge. Post heat it. And your chrome delete is done. But let's do this window trim now. Pre-cut tape like this is the best thing to use. You don't want to have a bunch of excess material. 70% isopropylene alcohol. Make sure that it sticks. Make sure you clean the surface, but then also get an edge like that. Make sure you clean into the cracks. It'll pop out of the cracks too. How much dirt that was. After you do that, make sure everything's dry. Measure you out a piece. Just get that piece measured. Go ahead and cut it. Make sure you got a headlamp too, so you can see everything you're doing. Put it on the edge right here. All the way down to the back side. Just make sure it's got enough coverage for the top and the bottom. And then give it a nice little tug. We're not stretching it when we do a cold stretch. So that cold stretch is to relieve all the wrinkles that you'll have to fight in the middle. So now I could go all the way down with my finger, come all the way back, and not fight a single wrinkle. Same thing, if you want to use a squeegee, so now we got that surface all the way laid down. We pretty much put all our micro scratches onto this actual piece. So now we can take that protective layer off. Now that we got that off, go ahead and get our tucking tool. We're gonna tuck it up to that edge. Now, if you're having issues tucking, you can always put blue tape at the top, blue tape at the bottom. That's gonna just reduce the tack of the actual wrap itself. So same thing, working down. First we wanna get it pulled off that rubber gasket. Then we're just gonna tuck the top edge. You can see it. The wrap is stiff, it's tucked in there, right? Tuck that all the way to the bottom. All right, so a lot of y'all play the guessing game whenever you're doing chrome deletes. So what you want to do, like I said, make sure you got a headlamp. But whenever we're cutting, we're not cutting down on the chrome. We're going to cut flat against that rubber gasket. And then we know we're not going to get like a squiggly line or anything like that. So bring your blade out. We're just cutting flat. Nothing's getting scratched. The blade is sliding against the rubber gasket. Go out here and show y'all. There you go. You continue to do that same thing. Slide your blade along that rubber gasket. What's up?
Would it be possible? Oh, are you on live right now?
Yeah.
Never mind, I'm not asking.
What's going on?
Can you fast track an order that we print?
Fast track?
Yeah, it's for a sponsored event out here. I already put in the order for it. It's that doing like a background banner with vinyl, to show like all the sponsors and everything.
Yeah, I gotta ask her.
It's we just need it by the 13th because it's on the 14th.
What's today?
It's the 5th, I think, or 6th.
The 5th?
6th, yeah. So
6th.
it's like we still have a full 7 days. To get there.
Yeah, just remind me after I get off live, and then I'll text, or you could text her if you want to. Yeah, you could text Trisha if you want to.
Okay.
Like I said before, just pushing that vinyl up against the rubber gasket. Then going back to your blade being flat, you're gonna cut it against the gasket, not the chrome. When you cut down against the chrome, that's how you get squiggles and you got slivers of silver and stuff like that. But when you cut against the actual gasket itself, no silver, no slivers. And if you sliver up, and you could just go back and trim that excess. Get all this off. Now for the bottom, the bottom's gonna be a little different. So I made my life hard right now by not putting tape, but for me, it's kind of material waste because I know how to do it. For somebody who doesn't, you just want to lift it up. Get it tucked underneath. And once you get that tucked underneath all the way down, then you'll come back with your razor blade and cut underneath, flat on the trim piece. So if that's the trim right there, my blade is right here, floating in midair. I can even continue it from this trim piece on down here. Lift my trim up out of here. You can see it's been cut correctly. If you cut way down here, you run the risk of actually cutting the car, and then also your vinyl might be flapping. So you want to cut up against this trim all the way down. And then for this little edge right here, this one we want to post heat because vinyl has a little bit of shrinkage to it. So we want to go ahead and shrink it as much as we can. Make sure it's laid down correctly. And then either or, you can either cut on the back side or you cut on this inside part. I know vinyl shrinks, so I like to cut on the back side. And that's how I get my full coverage. Top, bottom, back side. Great job. If you were in my shop area, I bring you some work. I own a body shop and people ask about wrapping. You know that's crazy. I actually went to school for collision repair and graduated a platinum certified iCar from UTI, Long Beach. But same thing. Like body shops out here will tell me like, or they'll call us up and be like, you know, somebody got in a wreck. We're gonna fix it, but can you guys stop by and or can we send the car to you afterwards and get it wrapped? But I don't know. I think the two industries are gonna end up coming together. You got people like Tesla. They're already hiring vinyl wrappers to wrap their cars straight out the factory, so they could capture that extra little bit of money. Now, to reach this area over here, just got to move this mirror out the way a little bit. I lift the vinyl up. This vinyl tucked under this rubber gasket, so just gonna lift this rubber gasket over here, tuck the vinyl underneath it. And then same thing, just gonna cut on the underside, flat with the bottom of the trim. If your blade does go in, then it's going in with rubber, a little sliver of rubber like this, that you could just pull out. Let's see. Trim that vinyl off. And it's that easy, man. We're gonna switch over to the front side of this mirror. So bring this back to where it was. And we're gonna reach this front side over here. A little difficult to reach, but not too bad. But for this area, since it's not as accessible, I'm gonna tape that off. The last thing I wanna do is fight in this area with my tools. That's not the moves, man. That's not the moves. It's gonna just be stress. So for me, yeah, I do use blue tape, but I save it for the actual problem areas, areas that are harder to work through. The areas that are hard to reach, the areas that people get frustrated and they rush through and they just start blading stuff. This is one of those areas. Now this outside edge is workable. Now it'd be hard for me to stick my squeegee in here. So I want to take that area off. I take that area off also. I want too much excess tape, so I'm gonna just rip this in half. Lay it down in here. Once you got that in there. Oh, throw it in there. Mic dropped, my bad. Hold on, let me find my magnet. I don't know where it went. But yeah, so now that you got these two areas taped off, and I'm gonna have to go get a big piece of vinyl. So let me come over here and cut me out something. Waste of battery.
Where's that little, or is this the line you use?
The what?
There's still a badge on the back. You're gonna take it off.
Oh. All right, so now to get in here, like I said, we got everything taped off so we don't have to fight. I don't have to fight in here. Matter of fact, while I got this extra tape, might as well go ahead and tape these edges off too. Just a little bit here and there. So I'm gonna stick my piece down in here. I'm gonna mark out my area. And it leaves kind of like micro scratches on the film, but this is the cap sheet. So I'm gonna just cut out this shape real quick. Once I get this shape cut out, just cut out now. So then put it back in here without too much fighting. Also don't need this top edge right here. Let's cut that out. All right. So we got that cut out. That fits perfect in there. So we go ahead and pull the backing paper off. Lay that in there. Turn my light back on because it's hard to see in here. But now See how the blue tape is allowing the vinyl to kind of move. So I can find that bottom edge real easy. A little heat. Make sure it stays on that edge. Heat this bottom edge down here. And we could tuck underneath. Imagine having to try to lift the vinyl to tuck under in this area. All right, so I got the very bottom edge tucked. Let me go back and get this edge right here tucked in. So now I'm gonna pull this cap sheet off. And the benefit of putting this blue tape down is you could cut on the blue tape. It just gives you that extra layer of protection. So this is almost like two pieces of is vinyl, two pieces of blue tape, and then it's the actual car. Only way you cut the car is if you're like an actual monster. Like I don't know what you're doing. You gotta be cutting pretty hard for that. Just want to glide your blade. Getting this backside. All right, so now that I got that out, now we can lift that vinyl. Off of the blue tape a little bit and get it tucked in. You're always stealing my stuff. I guarantee you're gonna steal my spray bottles too. Yeah, you probably still. Oh, I need this real quick. No, it's not mine. I need it. So I can feel the bottom of the trim, and I have my blade sitting right against the bottom of it. Come to this side, it has a little gap in here. Just cut out this gap. Hard part is angling your blade to get back here. Right from this side, but your blade extends so you can reach out. Just know the more you extend it, the more flimsy it gets. It's the Escalade. It's not a van. All right, so able to get all that out of the way. Just when post heat it, make sure it lays down. I honestly think this torch is about out of propane. We got that. We can come and get the other side of it. Now it's hard to reach. I'm gonna come from this back side to get the rest. All you do from here, give it a little post heat. Make sure it lays down. How well does the wrap hold up in natural weather above 95? Pretty good. Chrome delete stuff is easily replaceable too. So for these, it's supposed to be 3M will tell you 7 years, but honestly, 3 to 4 years before you want to get the vinyl changed out because you don't want to deal with it cracking or peeling or anything like that. That's like the worst thing possible you could deal with. So now we got this part of the trim, we got this part, we got the door handle. Now we're gonna go up to this upper part. Show y'all how I do that. Get your tripod situated. Raise you up a little bit more. Even on body wrap. Yeah, so full body wrap, unless it's PPF, like this is stealth PPF. This is gonna last like what, 7-10 years. So that's thicker and that's meant to protect from like rock chips and stuff like that. But regular vinyl, little less. I mean, you could ceramic coat it, you keep it garage kept and get the time extended, like the life extended out of it. But trying to like throw it on there and not maintenance it and just not wash it or not ceramic, you know what I'm saying? Like not take care of it at all, you know, it's gonna cut down the life of the wrap. But either way, you pay for it. You should, you know what I'm saying? You should be taking care of it. So show y'all how I do this top edge. Just gonna measure out a piece. Sorry. All up in the way. I'm all up in it. Don't spray me, please. Jeez. So this, I don't feel like I need any blue tape for it. Maybe this edge right here so I don't get a sliver. It's so close to a painted surface. Just put the tape right there. That way it can slide into that crack easy. How long you been doing this? Like 6-7 years. All right, so all I need is my tape right here. I'm gonna relift these edges to tuck the top in. The bottom I could clearly see, but I just want to angle my light whenever I'm cutting. I can see exactly what I'm cutting. Let me save my light. These lights die so fast. It's the only crappy part about Chrome deletes. You want to make sure you can see what you're doing. So even if the trim is not going in a straight line, you could pull and curve the wrap. Like I could literally curve the wrap right off of the trim, and it'll still stay. But I want to give enough at the top and enough at the bottom. So you get it all the way laid down. And we just want to give it some heat, relax the film a little bit. Yeah, this torch is dead. Get another tank real quick. Let's see. So you could use a heat gun. You don't have to use a torch. But I just like to do these so I don't have to deal with cords. Just burns automatic. Just twist off. You can also use it to light up your grill. Yeah, see, it should have popped. It should have been like a blow of air. So that torch is done. Huh? I seen it on the red. I think it was the red Carter, or no. It was sitting on that table with all the PPF. Yeah, so just twist the new one on. Just get that on tight. Got heat again. So relax the film. Slide my finger against this bottom edge. I can literally feel that rubber gasket on the bottom edge. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go back and lift it right off that rubber gasket, and I'm gonna tuck it up to the rubber gasket. We always want to tuck it in. We don't want to stretch anything because wrap has a memory to it and it shrinks. So you get it tucked as deep as possible. For this, I'm gonna cut some of this away. I'm gonna give myself a relief cut so I can lift this area without lifting that area. And now I can tuck this down in there. So my whole bottom edge is tucked. Don't have to worry about that. Now top edge, it's just sticking to the paint. Gotta go pull it off the edge. And then same thing, using our tucker to tuck literally behind the trim. Now that I got that tucked at the top and the bottom, now I could go ahead and peel this cap sheet off. Cap sheet is to protect from micro scratches. Not big scratches. It could sometimes go through a cap sheet. You want to be careful. Can't just be squeegeeing with little bits of rocks or whatever in your glove or anything. For that, you could get away with if you go on Metro Restyling, they have Chrome Delete tape for $35. I think it's $35, right? The Chrome Delete tape. I know it's under 50, but this job right here is $750. So you want to attempt to do it yourself for $35, you want to pay somebody $750 to do it. That's completely up to you. Some people just know, like, okay, I don't know how to do that. I want it done professionally. But if you're a DIY guy, you're not one of my customers anyway. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gatekeeping anything. If you want to try it, try it. Go on metrorestyling.com. Get you a Chrome Delete roll. It should be 75 foot. And you could cut, for window trim, you could cut that little, you could get a 4-inch by 75 foot. You could cut it in half so that it's 2 inches by 75 foot and another 2 inch by 75 foot. And then you could wrap these trim pieces. Really not that hard. It just takes a lot of patience, steady hand whenever you're cutting, and also, you know what I'm saying, just not messing up and like blading your paint or something. I would practice on other stuff before you actually tried your car though. Since it's a more expensive, you know what I'm saying? I do a trim on like a refrigerator or something like that, something you don't care about. Oh, the whole body of the truck. Same thing, going Metro restyling the film itself. For one of these, you could get away with one full roll, which is going to be around $700 to $800. That process is a whole different monster. Escalades really aren't that hard, but it's when you start to mess up and have to redo and then need more film, and you know what I'm saying. But if it's something you're looking to get into, invest in the film, man. And even if you don't want to buy this expensive wrap, which this one is the one that lasts 3 to 4 years, you could always go get something like cheetah wrap, which is half price. But just know that that's like a 2-year wrap, 1 to 2 year. Also, calendar films, that little tiny bot, vinyl frog, all that stuff. 1 to 2 year films. Some people leave them on longer. Some people get away, they ceramic coat it, they garage keep it. They get away with like 3.5. But on average, 1 to 2 years. Because most people don't know how to take care of their wraps whenever they get them. First thing you should ask the wrap shop before you even buy something is about the maintenance. How do you maintenance the wrap? Which, you know what I'm saying? If they know that, oh, you shouldn't take the wrap to a drive-through car wash, you should wrap it with like eco-friendly washes that don't have all the chemicals and stuff like if they know that, they know what they're doing. If they don't, it's just a money grab because they don't actually care to make sure the customer knows how to keep their wrap for a long time. So just make sure you go into a shop that actually cares if you're going to pay for it. So same thing as the trim down below. Just sliding your blade along the bottom. We already tucked it, so all the chrome is already covered. And that's how you finish top trim piece. You always want to go back, post heat it. Make sure everything's laying down correctly. Top and the bottom edge. You bring the tripod down and I'll show you how to do the lower piece that's sitting on the door. Now these are a little bit different because they're actually a lot thicker and stick out a lot more. So take a little finesse whenever you're wrapping it, but I'll show you how to do it. I definitely use blue tape for this one though. Get my mat. First thing you want to do is make sure that you're cleaning the whole trim with tack solution. 70% isopropylene alcohol. The last thing you want is to get this thing up here and then the edges start peeling on you because you didn't wipe the dirt off. That would just suck. Now that we got that, this area right here is going to be the problem area. Because a lot of people will lay the wrap down and they'll try to push the wrap up to the edge. And then when they cut it, the wrap peels back because you just stretched it forward. We don't want to stretch it. So a way not to stretch it is taping around that corner. And that allows you to work the wrap into that bottom edge without stretching it. And I'll even bring y'all a little closer. Hold on. Show you how we work this edge. Actually, before I forget, you want to make sure you wrap this, do an inlay on this back piece right here. With that, just need a little bit of vinyl. We'll go ahead and pull the plastic covering off of this. Now we got the plastic covering off. Turn my headlight on. You just want to go ahead and lay you a piece in there. I'm actually curve this so I don't even have to cut the back piece. Now with this, still, you don't need to cut on the actual car. I even cut from this side just to show you that I'm not cutting the car. You could literally slide it on the edge of the body. Blade's not cutting anything, it's just sliding on the edge. Lay that down, and then when we come back over it with our wrap coming from this way, it will lay over top of that. That's how you do your inlay for these type of pieces. So I'm gonna get some bigger vinyl. This is more like a 4-inch roll. That's what I'm gonna need to wrap something like this. Make sure it covers both sides with a little bit of excess. Then you know this is the vinyl for you. Go ahead and measure it out. Cut me a piece. I got that piece cut. I'm gonna go ahead and lay this front side. Pull the rest of the backing paper off. Just making sure that the vinyl has enough excess on the top and the bottom. Tack that in place on the body line. All right, now I got that tacked in place. Now we're gonna work with this. So we wanna heat this up. Let me get y'all in closer so you can really see. Just gonna heat this up. Stretch it, triangle stretch. Not too much. Now, instead of pushing this wrap right here in, I'm gonna relift again. Heat it. You see how it shrunk a little bit. Now we're just gonna lay it flat right there. Squeegee all this down. Lift it. Just laying it flat in there. That's how you avoid getting peeled back. This bottom needs a little bit of work. Heat that. Give that a triangle. Wrap around this edge. You're gonna lift it again. Heat it. Same thing. Getting it in there. And so that's how you prevent it from peeling back. Top, it almost wants to wrap itself. Just gonna lay it down. Lift it up. One more little heat. So none of this is gonna lift because all of this was fed in versus me just trying to bridge that gap and stretching the wrap. And that's all you're doing, man. That's all. This area has a little weird shape. So I'm just give it a little heat. Area lay flat. Oh, we got a wrinkle fighting us. You got a hard wrinkle, soften it up. And then push it out with your finger. And then same thing, come back here and feed it in. And that's how you work an area like that. You're just working your way down doing that. After you lay down the flat part of it with your hand to lift the wrap, work that top edge with your tucking tool. And you could tell if this was gonna peel out, whenever you heated it, it would literally bubble right back out on you. So that's how you know if you overstretch something. Chrysler, all right, so it's all dependent on the car. Like, let's say if you bring a regular, coupe up here, a little 86, that's gonna be 2,500. But if you come up here with a GT4, obviously the price is gonna be more for that. But standard for coupes are 2,500. Standard for sedans are 3,000, and standard for SUVs are 3,500. Of course, you got some smaller SUVs that are like sedans. The price will be lowered for that. But like a Chrysler 300 would be $3,000. And you could go to a wrap shop, get it done the right way, or you could go to like a garage wrapper. They might do decent if you do your research. And shoot, you might be able to get it for like 1900. Who knows? But we got the top edge, we got the corner taken care of, we got this flat area. Now on this bottom edge, if you were gonna mess up on anything, that would be the area for you to mess up on. It's the bottom edge because it's not seen by anyone. But you just want to come down here. It's the same process. Make sure you can see. Nobody's work comes out good if you can't see. So get a headlamp and just rubbing it down with your finger, taking your tucking tool and getting it to the edge. And I'll even show y'all so you can see. Same thing going on down here. Rubbing it with my finger, getting it close to the edge. Oh, and then coming back with my tucking tool and tucking it in at the edge. And that's just how that works. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna show y'all for today. We did the door handle, we did this trim, we did the front piece trim, did the top trim, and the lower trim. So it's just repeating that process. Got the same thing for all four sides. I gotta do the roof rails, but it's kind of hard to record that. But I'm gonna let y'all go. Appreciate y'all for coming by. Give me a like if you can, if you appreciate the live, and I'll see y'all next time.